The HR manager sneered, ripping up her application and calling her unqualified, never realizing he'd just humiliated the incoming CEO. Monica Brown, a brilliant black woman, was about to expose the deep prejudice rooted in the company. What she did next would leave everyone stunned. But let's start at the beginning. Monica Brown exudes confidence and intellect, a woman whose life has been defined by resilience and unyielding determination. In her early 40s, Monica is a powerhouse, with over 2 decades of executive experience, having spearheaded transformative initiatives in leading corporations. Her deep brown eyes radiate focus and resolve, framed by elegant braids that cascade past her shoulders, symbolizing her pride in her heritage and individuality. Monica's tailored suits and poised demeanor command respect, but it's her warm yet firm voice that leaves a lasting impression, blending authority with approachability. Born and raised in the same city where BakerTech is headquartered, Monica is no stranger to the systemic biases that shaped her community. Growing up in a modest household, she witnessed her parents' tireless work ethic and their struggle against the limitations imposed by prejudice. These experiences forged her resolve to break barriers and become an agent of change. Earning a degree from a prestigious university on a full scholarship, Monica worked her way up in the corporate world, often being the only black woman in rooms filled with decision-makers. Now, as she prepares to take the helm of BakerTech, a company that once thrived but has since stagnated under outdated leadership, Monica faces her most challenging role yet. Determined to reshape its culture, she opts for an unconventional approach, submitting an anonymous application for an entry-level management position under the pseudonym Angela Carter. Her stellar resume, highlighting years of leadership, innovation, and strategic acumen, is met with deafening silence. Curious about the company's recruitment practices, Monica visits the HR office, only to encounter Daniel Price, the smug HR manager. His dismissive attitude and patronizing remarks lay bare the prejudice ingrained within the company. "We're looking for people with real experience," he scoffs, ripping up her application and tossing it in the trash. The act is as shocking as it is revealing. Taking a steadying breath, Monica clenches her hands, her mind racing with resolve. She knows that leading this company will be an uphill battle. But as always, she's ready to fight, not just for herself, but for everyone overlooked by systems designed to exclude. Monica Brown steps out of the HR office with her heart heavy, but her resolve steeled. The blatant discrimination she just witnessed is not only a personal affront, but a stark reflection of the systemic issues plaguing BakerTech. Yet, instead of immediately revealing her identity as the incoming CEO, Monica decides to dig deeper. She knows that to truly transform the company, she must understand its culture from the ground up. Over the next several days, Monica adopts the persona of Angela Carter, a curious outsider, eager to learn more about the company. She moves discreetly through departments, speaking with employees at all levels. The stories she hears paint a grim picture, a workplace riddled with microaggressions, where promotions seem to be reserved for a select few, predominantly white men, and where managers like Daniel Price maintain their power by creating a culture of fear and complacency. Talented employees recount being passed over for opportunities, their ideas dismissed, and their contributions undervalued. Monica listens intently, her empathetic nature earning the trust of even the most cautious employees. Some speak in hushed tones, fearful of retaliation, while others hesitate to share at all, resigned to the idea that nothing will change. The frustration and demoralization are palpable, and Monica's determination to overhaul the company culture only grows stronger. Meanwhile, Daniel continues to bask in his self-assigned role as the company's gatekeeper, boasting to colleagues about his ability to weed out unqualified candidates. His arrogance and misplaced pride reinforce the toxic environment, emboldening other managers who share his mindset. Daniel remains oblivious to Monica's true identity, dismissing her as irrelevant. By the end of the week, Monica schedules a board meeting to formally assume her position. The announcement of a new CEO creates a buzz throughout Baker Tech, with speculation running wild. Daniel, however, feels secure in his assumptions, smugly convinced that the board will select a leader who mirrors the old guard: white, male, and resistant to progressive change. As Monday approaches, Monica prepares to take the stage, not just as a leader, but as a catalyst for the transformation Baker Tech desperately needs. The long-awaited Monday morning meeting unfolds with a palpable buzz of anticipation. Employees from all levels of Baker Tech file into the large conference room. Their whispers and speculative chatter filling the air. Who's the new CEO? I bet it's another one of those corporate guys. The uncertainty fuels the tension, but no one is prepared for the revelation to come. Daniel Price, seated smugly in the front row, exudes his usual arrogance. He scrolls through his phone, indifferent to the gravity of the occasion. In his mind, this meeting is just a formality to announce another leader who will preserve the status quo. A leader who, like himself, values tradition over progress. The room quiets as the board members take their places at the podium. After a few introductory remarks, the chairman smiles and gestures toward the door. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce the new CEO of Baker Tech, Ms. Monica Brown. The announcement lands like a thunderclap. A collective gasp ripples through the room as Monica strides onto the stage, radiating confidence and authority. Her poised demeanor is both commanding and disarming, silencing any doubts about her capability. Daniel's smirk vanishes, replaced by a look of sheer disbelief. His face turns ashen as he realizes the woman he so casually dismissed just days ago is now his boss. Monica steps up to the microphone, her voice calm yet resolute. Good morning, everyone. I'm Monica Brown, your new CEO. Some of you may already know me, or at least think you do. Her gaze sweeps across the room before landing on Daniel, whose discomfort is evident. Without naming names, Monica recounts her recent experience within the company, describing the discrimination and toxic behaviors she encountered. What I witnessed was not just unprofessional, it was unacceptable. Baker Tech cannot succeed with a culture that devalues individuals based on their background, appearance, or identity. She announces sweeping changes, mandatory bias training for all employees, a whistleblower hotline to report misconduct without fear, and a complete restructuring of HR policies. Her speech is met with a mix of shock, relief, and hope. As the meeting concludes, one thing is clear: Monica Brown is here to change the game, and Baker Tech will never be the same. Daniel Price is summoned to a private meeting with Monica Brown and the board of directors, his confidence noticeably shaken. Seated across from the woman he dismissed and humiliated, Daniel tries to defend his actions with a mix of excuses and denials. He claims he was simply upholding company standards and insists his decisions were objective. But his words fall flat against the weight of evidence. Testimonies from employees, patterns of exclusionary practices, and Monica's own first-hand account of his behavior. The board listens in silence as Monica calmly recounts her experience, detailing how Daniel's prejudice epitomized the toxic culture that had plagued Baker Tech for years. When the verdict is delivered, his immediate termination, Daniel's bravado crumbles. The news spreads quickly throughout the company, and employees see his dismissal as a turning point. For the first time, they believe real change is possible. In the months that follow, Monica dives headfirst into transforming Baker Tech. She introduces comprehensive initiatives designed to create a more equitable workplace. Mandatory diversity and inclusion training, a whistleblower hotline to ensure accountability, and mentorship programs to support underrepresented employees. Her open-door policy encourages employees to share their ideas and concerns, fostering a culture of transparency and trust. As Monica's vision takes root, the atmosphere at Baker Tech begins to shift. Employees who once felt silenced now find their voices. Diverse perspectives are celebrated, and the company's innovations reflect the richness of its workforce. Social media buzzes with stories of Baker Tech's transformation, and industry professionals take notice. Applications from top-tier talent pour in, eager to join a company that prioritizes inclusion and progress. One afternoon, Monica receives an email from a junior employee. The message thanks her for inspiring them to apply for a promotion, a step they never would have taken in the old Baker Tech. Monica smiles, her heart swelling with pride. She knows there's still much to do, but moments like this reaffirm her purpose. As for Daniel, his career falters under the shadow of his dismissal. His downfall becomes a stark reminder of the consequences of prejudice in a world that is rapidly embracing change. Monica's legacy, however, is just beginning.